Hey, badass business owner, you've grown a really good business and you've realized that you've come to this point where you realize that you need to start spending more time working on the business versus working in the business. But what on earth are you supposed to spend your time on since you're going to be spending more time working on your business? Well, a few weeks ago, I did a video that went over the 3 things that I think you need to be spending your time on. And over the next couple of weeks, I've been breaking down each one of those a little bit further. So last week we talked about your business numbers and why those are so critical. So make sure you check that one out if you missed it. But today I want to talk about the next best thing that you can do and spend your time on for you to be able to grow your business. Now, keep in mind, when I talk about growing your business, part of it is growing sales. But really what we want to do is we want to grow your profits. We want to make you a more profitable small business. Now, in order to do that, we need to look at all of the things that cost us profit. And believe it or not, usually what stunts our sales growth and stunts our profit growth are your processes. So today we're going to dive in a little bit deeper on that. Now, it's really important that you keep in mind that your processes are the gateway to you doing more sales without necessarily working more hours. Because I'm going to assume that you probably already work anywhere from 40, 50, 60, and some of you 70 hours a week. And if I was to double your sales tomorrow, all of a sudden you'd be like, oh my God, how am I going to do those? Because I cannot do those physically with the number of hours. Now, part of working on your business is to help you utilize the business numbers that we talked about last week with you fixing and improving the processes of your business. This allows you to get in more sales. This allows you to create more profit for your business, and therefore you get to make more money as the business owner, not just the employee, which is how most of you are being done, getting paid today. Now, when it comes to the processes, what are processes? Sometimes you probably have heard them referred to as systems. Basically, it's just the way that you go about running your business. That's all a system is. That's all a process is. It's just the way that you go to do it. So some processes are just without thinking, right? Now, think about your personal life for a minute. When you wake up in the morning, everybody has a process or a system that they follow. Some people, they get up, they go to the bathroom, they go brush their teeth, they hop in the shower, they go to the bathroom at some point, whatever. There's probably a same routine that they do every time. And what's happened is we've fallen into a habit and we found what's the most efficient for our particular morning to be able to get us going and whatnot. Well, your business, you've created systems and processes as well. So it might be the way that you get back to people. It might be the way that you do a job. So for example, if you're going to make something or you're going to provide a service, there's a certain order that you do it in. That's a process. That's a system that you do it. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to take all the aspects of your business and say, how can I improve these? Because every little tweak can help lead to more sales, therefore more profits, or it can lead to more profits because you're not wasting money and causing it to go out the door. So that's really what we're trying to do when we talk about improving your processes and your systems. Now, it's really important that you understand this doesn't mean that you're not doing it right today. If you look at the most popular, most profitable businesses out there, they are constantly working on how do they improve their processes and their systems, because they understand that for every little second of improvement or every little minute of improvement, it gives them more money. Remember, time and money are the 2 most precious things that you have in your business, and they lead to more profit. So for example, you might have a certain way of doing something that takes you 2 hours to do. Now, what if you could get that exact same job done or that exact same process done in an hour and a half? Well, if you can do that and you can be just as successful, if not more successful, that frees up a half hour. What can you do in that half hour? For many of you, it's to give you that half hour you need to be able to work on your business, right? Because right now we say, oh, I just don't have the time to work on my business. But if you improve a process, now you have time to work more on your business. And in some cases, it means you can do another job or schedule something else. Because if you stack up a few of those, let's say you normally do 3 jobs a day and they take about 2.5 hours to do. If you can get that down to an hour and a half or 2 hours, that frees up enough time for you to be able to work in another job and not have to work as many hours or more hours to increase your business by 25%, which is a huge impact. I think everybody would take the ability to get 25% more sales with just fixing one single process. Now, Processes, the best way to start on this is think about the parts of your business that give you a headache today, or things that you say automatically, gosh, someday I need to fix that. Everybody has something in their business where they think, oh man, someday I need to sit down and I need to make that better. Or it's something that they know gives them a headache. And it could be something really simple. For a lot of people, it's the most basic of anything, which is how they communicate with their customers. It could be getting back to people. It could be getting them the bids or the quotes. It could be returning phone calls. It could be anything. It could be how the job is done. It could be the way that they do inventory or the way they don't do inventory and they should be doing inventory. It could be the way that they process returns if they happen to have some inventory. It could be how they go, schedule the jobs. Like you might be going schedule over here and then you go over here and then you go over here. Well, a good process would be able to say, how do I stay over here on one day and then over here on the next day? All part of a process, all part of a system. There's so many different things, like thousands of things. The best thing to do in the beginning of working on processes is just brainstorm. Just grab a piece of paper and just start writing. Write down everything that you think is broken in your business. Think about your website. Think about the fact that you doing your Google page and updating it. Think about the way you communicate with customers, the way you do the jobs, the way you go buy things, inventory, all these different things that I've been talking about. Just brainstorm for 20 minutes. Just let it all out. Just brainstorm. It's going to feel overwhelming because you're going to come up with a really large list. But I promise you, here's the problem. A lot of times what we are broken and what's broken in our business is because of something else. Because this is broken, it creates this problem. And because this is broken, it creates this problem. If we think about top tier, that will help take some of these other things off your list. Because once you brainstorm the list and just let your brain flow, you're going to go through and you're going to put them into buckets. And you're going to say, okay, these are all the items that have to do with customer service. These are all the items that have to do with ordering. These are all the items that have to do with me doing the job. These are all the items that have to do with my people. Another big aspect I didn't talk about earlier is your people. For a lot of you, your broken process is how you train and develop your people. And that needs to be one of those buckets. So start going through all of those different areas and create a smaller list based off of the bigger list. Because if you focus on the bigger list, it's going to knock off a lot of those ankle biters, as we call them, because they're going to automatically get fixed in a lot of cases because you fixed the top tier. Now, here's the other thing. Let's just say you get that list down to 6, 7 things. For some of you, it might be less. Some of you, it might be more. But on average, you're going to come up with at least 6 to 7 things. I don't want you trying to do all 6, 7 things. You're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. But what I want you to do is say, okay, of those 6 or 7 things, if I fixed one of them and it would make a huge impact on my sales and my profit, what would it be? It might be something with your people. It might be how you communicate with people. It might be how you get back. It might be how you schedule. It might be whatever. So ask yourself, what's going to give me the most efficiency when it comes to my time and my money? And what's going to open up my time to be able to spend even more time working on the business so that I can grow it? And what you're going to do is you're going to try to tackle that one thing. I always tell everybody that if you can pick one item every quarter to work on, that's going to give you 4 big changes in the course of a year. And that's going to make a huge difference in your business. So don't think you have to tackle all 5, 6, 7, whatever number you have all in one shot. What I want you to do is I want you to say, if I focus on this and really pour myself into it over the next 90 days, I can make a big difference. And then say, okay, what's the number 2 thing in my list? And by the way, you should continually do this throughout your business career. And it might be that every year you look at the way your efficiencies are with customer service. Every year you look at how do I improve my efficiencies when it comes to doing the jobs or scheduling or my people or whatever. You need to be in a mindset as a business owner trying to grow your business. How can I continuously improve my processes and my systems so I can grow my business? This is by far the next biggest key thing that you could possibly do in your business, next to knowing your business numbers. Because now you can take those business numbers and couple them up with the processes and say, what are the best processes to work on because they're impacting my business numbers the most? Or, hey, I've got this coming up based off of my business numbers. I should work and clean up this process. For example, if you have a spike in your sales and you have to bring people aboard, the best time to work on your people processes are before that spike, not during that spike, not after that spike, but before that spike. Or if you know that you're going to have this spike, it might be that, hey, I'm going to get all these phone calls. I need to make sure that that process is really fixed before I do it. So it's really important you kind of use them together, because what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, how do I make this work to be able to create more time and more money? Because ultimately, like I said, your goal is to free up more of your time so you can create more money, because it's not just a sales game, it's a profit game, right? And the only way that you can work on both is by saying, hey, which ones of these impact those two items right there? So once again, we've said that there are 3 things that you can do to focus your time and energy on. One was your business numbers. One was your processes, like we're talking about right now. And that third thing, well, that's going to be in the next video, and it has to do with your team. I'm going to give you a spoiler alert right now. So make sure you check it out. Whether you have no employees today, or you're going to have employees in the future, or you have employees today, it's really important you understand how your team really does impact your future growth, because once again, there's only so much time in a day. And for some of you, you need to leverage people, whether you hire them or they're independent contractors or whatever the case may be. We want to make sure that we talk about that, because it's the third leg on that stool, if you will, that's helping you grow your profits and grow your business and take it to the next level. So please dive into those processes, make things work. And if you want to learn more, check out this video over here. I'm sure it's going to help you grow your business as well. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.